But back in the day, before social media, like before Facebook and all that stuff, if you take a video camera into a store, freaking police would show up, you know? Nowadays, they just, you know, they don't care. I mean, it's too much. You know, there's too much social media. So that makes us all filmmakers. So I got that dream. But social media has really broken a lot of rules. And thank God for that. She had a hole on the top of her shoe, and I said, don't worry about it, I got it too. Bring another tornado in. Apparently someone left their hanger. All right, we're gonna go sample stuff at Sprouts. Come on, let's go. Sit in the car for a while, and I'm gonna go over to 7-Eleven over here and eat a hot dog. And then we're gonna head off to Walmart, pick up some supplies, and then head back. Oh man, I hate when this happens. There we go. All right. Well, they didn't have the hot dogs, but I went ahead and tried this out right here. It's called a Volpe sausage thing or something, I don't know. A Rolltini. Looks pretty good. We'll give it a try. Then we'll have it at Walmart and help out Linda with the supplies. Still December 17th as the recording of this. Welcome to the Please Subscribe show. I'm doing the FVR delivery app. It's basically a driver app. And Linda found something new. None of your business. Same thing about FVR. But what I will tell you is that sometimes we chase down roadies. And those can be up to anywhere to like $90 a delivery. But sometimes you have to do a lot of work. Other than that, we'll just stay tuned, and we'll probably be showing you stuff with the kitty pier pretty soon. So you can see Edmund run around. Edmund did bite me this morning pretty hard because I was playing Kung Fu Kitty with him, just joking around, and he sunk his fangs into my paw, or my palm. But he only does that because he's a little aggressive, because if you feed him too much chicken, he gets like really, really aggressive. Anyway, now we're going to Walmart. Well, I thought about doing an ID tag for Edmund. The only thing is that they do microchips in certain animals. And I don't know, I'm kind of out of the habit of getting a microchip in one of my animals or my pet's ears. So, because I feel like if we do that, then pretty soon, you know, we'll do it to ourselves. And then the revolution will break out. Because people are not going to let them put microchips in them. That's for dang sure. Regardless of whatever government lies therein. I could probably cure a tummy ache right there. Yeah, we need to.
What about Starbucks?
Well, I figured we'll go by his house. Basically has a mansion, and it's kind of like a Fitzgerald kind of thing, like, you know, like the Great Gatsby. And we'll drop off the drinks. It'll give a bigger tip. All right, get some lunch of me? Okay. Oh, there's some canned tuna on there. Ah, there's sausage. Hey, there's some here. occurred to me. Next thing we got cat food and beer. That's where we get to be on camera. And more like a fade or a cut.
Darn.
Our favorite part of shopping. I didn't get to pay that one for the extra, but I paid the other extra about $100. She tried to get a word in, but I told her to be quiet.
That features guided lessons by Keith Urban. You'll start playing guitar right away. And best of all, you'll have fun. The Urban Guitar by Yamaha. In store now.
True story. I ate one of these fancy feasts one time for our actor studio class in New York. I was pretending like I was being a cat, so I wanted to taste. So don't remember which one I chose, but it was probably one of these. I think it was actually the one in the little pill box things, but you know what? I think it was actually a fancy feast. I figured if I was going to eat cat food, if I had to eat cat food, in which I did eat cat food, I was going to with a fancy feast. I think when people started to catch on by that time. If you're ever walking around Walmart, you want to eating, just get a budding. It's less than $1. Just don't eat the cat food. Well, not every day.
5 ounces. This was only 2.
And they approach you when you're doing it. You say, "What? No sampling? You can't sample? I'm just sampling the lunch meat." No, the band used to do it. It's actually true. They go to grocery stores and get all their salami and walk it out with big bulges in their pants. One of these are 86 cents. It's indoor too. Yeah, that's the one that we got. This was a Christmas one for Edmund. We'd get it, but we'd have to put it up under straight bananas. Well, looks like today we might be eating light.
Wash that.
I don't know. Let me find out. Trunk, open. It was going to be a gum tree. Now we're going to go ahead to that Starbucks, pick up that. I think it's pronounced acai. No, acai. It's like a refresher. Acai. Acai. I'm gonna look it up. It's pronounced acai is the actual way. Acai. It's like a I'm gonna guess it's a berry. Roll away from Tennessee. You see it anywhere?
No.
It should be. Yep, it's right there. And here we go. Ready and car. 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 Car, car, car. Car. Car, car. 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 Car, car, car. Car, car. Another car. You flick a booger? What are you doing right there?
It's a Cheeto.
That was a Cheeto? Car. Car, car. 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 That's how a pirate laughs. Car, car, car. All right, we're gonna get that A-C-E. 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 All-Sai-E. All-Sai-E.
Now go inside.
I'm gonna get the All-Sai-E. I'll be right back.
Alright, don't get lost.
Much obliged. Something like that. I don't remember the exact line. Raising Arizona, something about. I'll be right. Oh no, I'll be right back shortly. And I'll take this All-Sai-E and these Pampers. And no, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Well, I came back to Starbucks, which is where I'm at right now, and this is a pretty big-time customer. This guy lives in a mansion. Kind of reminds me of Fitzgerald, you know, like the Great Gatsby. Well, I came back and I got the All-Sai-E. So it's pronounced All-Sai-E. It's a fresh strawberry kind of drink, or fresher. Now I'm gonna bring it back to his front door. And let me rephrase it for the English majors and linguistics, or the people that are linguists. I'm actually not bringing it back, but I'm returning back to his front door to bring the order to him complete, since he only got a partial order. So that's what I meant to say. Sorry about that. All right, better late than never. So we did get them, and they're going to the doorstep. These are what they call the strawberry A-Sai-E, is what they say. It's good for memory. It's berries. Well, went in the Starbucks, showed them the video I made. Of course, the receipt was on there, so I was able to stop it, enlarge the video, stop on that. He was able to see the amount. Got it just like that. I could have showed him the drop-off too, but that's what you're about to see now. Better late than never. And The Great Gatsby, written by the great Fitzgerald. I believe his name was Fitzgerald. Yeah, his name was Fitzgerald. The protagonist is a writer that lives on the property of Great Gatsby, and is set in the Roaring 20s. What is, sweetie?
Yes.
And in the actual Great Gatsby, there's a billboard in the story. There's a reoccurring MacGuffin, as you would say, or as Alfred Hitchcock would say, what the audience does not care about, but what the spies are after. Well, the MacGuffin is kind of the billboard. Some say it's the green light, so it could be the green light as well. But the billboard has a guy with glasses kind of looking, kind of watching everybody as they drive by the billboard. Kind of a symbolism to a watcher of some sort. The green light in The Great Gatsby represents, and that's what he sees on the horizon, it represents to go, or as to go for it, as in to go off and get that dream. That's what the green light represents. And this one, that's the red light. Those are the bad eyes, the bad color. Sometimes it looks at you. But if you look at it long enough and you wait patiently, those red lights turn green. This is Horn Street that we're on. See, you can take all of my videos and hit something called CC, which means closed caption. It'll be that way. Every single word is printed and written there. You can also, if that's not good enough, hit show transcript. So as I'm speaking this, clearly you're reading it through the transcript. And every single word can be turned into a book. And that goes for any vlogger. Now let's go drop off that acai berry to the kind of Great Gatsby kind of guy in the middle of this neighborhood over here off of Merrick Street, as in John Merrick, the wonderful genius that once said, "I am not an animal. I am a human being." True story. Once when I was in high school, we made a short film called The Great Gatsby. It's for English class back in the day. That's why sometimes I refer to the English majors. Anyway, Great Gatsby gets killed in the end. Guy shoots him and he falls in a pool. Or he's already in the pool when he gets shot. Mechanic kills him because his wife gets killed by a car that he blames was Great Gatsby's, but it was actually driven by someone that he dearly loved. Or something like that. Something in that sort. Or someone he dearly knew is probably a better way to say it. This is the other side of town. You know, the thing about Fitzgerald, though, I think what really made him was not necessarily his writing, but his dedication to Zelda. Don't you agree?
Yes.
And we have the same exact problems that we had in the 1920s and the 2020s. That was alcohol and the law. A little worse this time around, though. It repeats itself, but it always kind of adds on a little bit. It's not exactly the same. And technology was roaring in the 1920s because that was when the car was being revolutionized. as well as manufactured for the first time. Now, we're about to come out with robot cars, and the phone has been manufactured. As you can see. All right. Don't you think the Great Gatsby would live in kind of a neighborhood like this? I do. The thing about Fitzgerald that was different than Hemingway is that Fitzgerald was very nervous. He was always afraid of death. Hemingway didn't care about death, and if anyone ever challenged him, he'd fight him. But I don't think he ever could bring himself to fight Fitzgerald because he felt bad for him. One time Fitzgerald got sick, thought he was dying, so Hemingway came over and told him to get up and quit whining and try to talk him out of his fear, because Hemingway had no fear, not even when he put the double-barrel shotgun in his mouth and blew his head off. Fitzgerald lived on, and him and Zelda wrote much. Also, another thing about Zelda was she always wanted to write a great song. She said the writers of that time in the 1920s were the best. The roaring 20s, as they say. And she felt inferior to a lot of the other writers. Here we are, right off of Humble Court. You have to be humble to live here. Right turn, Clyde. There we go.
It's a cool looking house.
Yeah, it is cool.
Look how big that tree is.
Out there, Dossier.
Shut the door. He may not even be home.
Yeah, that's okay. They'll find it. Voila. I gotta watch the copyright. Of course, it was live music back in the 1920s, so they didn't have a lot of record players going everywhere. Nor do they nowadays. But they do have a few. It's mostly all streaming. Back then, they just called it dreaming. Anyway, things are pretty much the same as they are in the 1920s. Almost exactly, to be honest, other than what we think is technology. But they did have word of mouth, so things were done on the grapevine. Ooh, that one looks good too. This is, put it this way, I've been around a lot of powerful people throughout my life, so it's nothing new to me. I take my destiny and I move on. Rich or poor, it's all the same. They say that pretty much one day, it doesn't even matter how much money you make, because of technology, there will be no poverty. Man, I could not see anything right there. I'm trying to find the right turn. Boy, there's big old houses out here. This looks like Thorpe Crokery. What does that say? Join us for Christmas Eve. Oh, this is St. Episcopal Church. It's an Episcopal church, sweetie. They've been there since 1946.
Pretty.
It is pretty. There's a bunch of them like that around here. Episcopal. I wonder what's the major difference between the Episcopal and the Lutheran. They're all Protestant to me. Basically not Catholic. Is that how you answer it? The Anglican are pretty much Catholic. They just, usually the bishops are very kind of, they don't really, they have confession boxes. but you don't have to go to confession. You know, they're not real strict about it. Not in Anglican, but they're pretty much do everything exactly like the Catholic, but they're purely Protestant. That's what's pretty interesting. But they don't really care that much about the Pope. To them, you know, they don't need it, because Henry VIII said, no more Catholic, just no more. And so he created Anglican, and that's where it all kind of started, other than, of course, Martin Luther telling them to F off too. He said, here I stand, F off.